Hey Charlie, how are you?
Doing well, young man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Trying to get my camera on for some reason is not coming up.
Huh.
Let me switch the port here. Every now and then I get this issue. In the meantime, talk to me. What's going on?
Well, I haven't seen you or heard from you in quite a while. I just thought I'd say hi. First
I
off,
appreciate that.
normally you're, like on the Friday morning meetings, you're there and
Yeah,
cooperating, and
this what was it this Friday? Well, 2 weeks ago it was my daughter had surgery and I had family in town and for that and then it seems like I always have somebody at the house and I thought last week was going to be the first one that we had nothing and no one and my parents left on over the weekend, the previous weekend, and I thought, well, we're good. And then on Tuesday night a friend called me, hey, I have news. I'm like, you're moving to Texas? He's like, I'm gonna be there tomorrow. So Thursday, like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I was with them in my daughter's birthday on this weekend. It's been like 2, 3 weeks that has been just nonstop with either health or people in town. But I am getting back into the
okay.
swing of things, getting caught up with things.
And then I heard a rumor that you're the in-house taco for Rebecca.
Yes. So Rebecca and I have moved our relationship to the next level, and I have moved in.
That's hilarious.
So yes, actually, my office, since I moved from Miami, my office honestly was just a virtual office, and I think in the last 5 years, it's going to be almost 5 years since I've been to Texas. Uh, I think 3 times in total that I met with someone at the office, and I could always have an office and the day off, full office, but this last audit, my auditor realized that my office was not my permanent office, and it was just my office for the day. And they lost their minds, and they gave me an ultimatum that I needed an office stat. And so yeah, I knew that I needed a bigger space, and Rebecca, I knew that she wanted a bigger space. And but in the meantime, until we find something that can accommodate, that's it. I just, switched over to her office.
Nice. And you're both in Houston?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're both in the northwest area of Houston.
You
She's
are?
in Cypress, I'm in Spring, but we are like our offices are like 10 minutes from one another.
Okay. Nice. We're talking about in November going out and visiting some friends in Houston that are in that same area. So I might have to say, "Hey, let's get together."
And it's a great time of the year to visit. Great time of the year.
Okay.
It's you avoid the summer heat, and it'll be very nice. No, it'll be great to see you. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah,
So
well,
talk to me. What's going on?
I was wondering, um, about how's your recruiting going?
Uh, Funny you ask. So I it's been low. I recruited somebody last month. I recruited somebody the previous month, so about an average of one a month. And last week I had a an interview with one of my reps in New York, and we he just texted me right now, quite literally 4 minutes ago, if we could sit down tomorrow with these two guys for submitting their IBA. So it's low. I am not double digiting, and it's something that I need to change. I just know that in the override, 100 licenses equal 100,000 of passive. So I do want to continue to build up my passive through investments, but I definitely want to diversify and getting that kind of like the way that I see it is how they build your net worth, the investments, but protected along the way, the insurance. Well, the passive income will take a long time to get big through investments, but the $100,000 through insurance, I don't necessarily love the insurance side of the business, but I know there's big cash flow up front when done properly. So uh, yeah,
and a lot of investments. I was just
yeah,
working.
yeah.
I was just reviewing some stuff, and I recruited a guy many years ago. He led me to his parents, which has brought me over a half a million in investments. Um,
Mhm.
and so it's like, well, let's do more of it. So
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as you. So I was just wondering if you wouldn't share your onboarding process and what you do. And it doesn't have to be today or anything,
Yeah.
but sometime because I want to get better in that area too.
So I can definitely share two things. And you know that on the tech side, my weakness has always been I think I'm good at creating forms and processes. And throughout my Primerica life, I have spent way too much time setting up forms and processes and manuals versus actually
Implementation.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have people that have implemented what I've done and they're killing it, and I want to put my head through the wall. Uh, but it is what it is. So I'll show you two things because I do have. So here, let me and I won't take up too much time, but I'll show you a little bit about what I've done in the past. Let me share my screen. And three. Okay. So you should be looking at my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So America, new associates. These are my multiple manuals and forms, including older ones that I started creating for my RVP when I joined the business. And I believe this is the latest one that I was using. So this was my orientation. This was my orientation. Where are you? There you are. Pull your camera here. This is what I was doing. I clustered or I partner up with Paul Bast, an SVP from Canada. So this was what I was doing when I got somebody onboarded, showing them the what. We came up with something called the 100K project, which the idea was to help 100,000 families accumulate $100,000 in an investment account or add $100,000 in an investment account. And I always had it as part of the process. Well, we got to get you another 100 grand in income. So this is how much you need to invest for these many years to achieve that, and getting the financial house in order. And the triple millionaire plan, which is to create an instant millionaire estate, depending on their age, $1 million, female or male, how much they need to pay to create that $1 million estate, which creates a passive income of 100,000. The equivalent of being a millionaire is to create a of having $1 million is to have a team size as an with an override to create that $100,000 passive income. And becoming a cash millionaire, how long it will take you, saving how much. So you got three options of creating $1 million estate plan or $1 million business. And okay, so what do you want to do? Pre-licensing, guarantee, exam. These are your promotion guidelines with a training bonus, completed by, and then what are you going to start with? Start with a basic plan. You need to start implementing something for yourself, insurance and investments. But when you start earning this much, you commit yourself to increasing to this. And when you earn this much, you're going to upgrade to this. And this is like their contract with themselves about when they're going to get licensed, when they're going to get promoted, and what they're going to implement as part of their strategy day one. Memory jogger. I created this market list for them. which basically as a client market, agent market, and then just adding them up to see the first 5 appointments that we go see will be the ones with the highest score, promotion guidelines. I always include the life and investments with the override spread there in small. And just this, how much income do you want to earn per year? And based on pure insurance, this is how much premium you need to write personally, which turns to be this much in premium, I mean, this much in income, and that turns into how many appointments and how many appointments set per week to get those done, to close those done with a 37% closing ratio to make sure that you make that income. So this was the last paper-based onboarding manual that I was used. I have bigger ones and I have smaller ones, but this is what I was using last as my paper-based orientation. Temporarily, we switched over to.
That's a fillable PDF.
It is, yes. Yeah, all of it is it's fillable. So I would fill it out here and then I would print it out and then they would fill in the blanks wherever, and this will be something that they had. The other thing that we created, moving away from this to make it a little bit more autopilot, is we implemented the Mighty Networks. I'm sure you've heard Mighty Networks. Yep. So I created a course in Mighty Networks. So we would invite everybody to the platform.
And that's what Matt Smith is kind of taking off on and adding to. And
So Matt took a look at my Mighty Networks and he moved all his stuff from Teachable to Mighty Networks, and now he's building out his own beast. So
Right,
that's a different animal there. But within the Mighty Networks, I had a course. So let me see if I can.
and that's kind of the challenge is if you if you're using POL for some of these things, that changes all the time, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. And let me see if I can pull this one up. I'm hoping that switch to business so you have an idea.
and
Ask
you can get these hierarchy apps, but they cost a lot of money too. Right?
Yeah. It there's no real duplicatable process, in my opinion, that is company sponsored. So here, okay, here we go.
I mean,
So what
I could get into the company stuff. It could take me 3 or 4 weeks to feel comfortable, and then I'm so bogged down.
yeah. So what I did with Mighty Networks is training, and it's been a while since we used Mighty Networks, and I can already see that this looks different. What we did is we would post an article on the platform, and that article was what we would be discussing during training on Monday evenings. And that way, if you were not able to make it, you could always go back and see the reaction, the comments, stuff like that. So we had the course, the new rep orientation, and the course was made up of this: our philosophy, technology, how you would learn, so including videos, who do you talk to, how do you reach out to people, how do you get paid, and how do you get licensed, and how do you move up. So the idea was that if we recruited somebody, is here's the course, and we could see who was moving along, who was actually progressing, at what percentage they were at, and it was just an easy way to see, who was where. And if they didn't complete the course, then really, are you serious about anything else? That was the mentality. we will, you're going to learn all of this. And as you finish each, it'll be one-on-one time, group time, one-on-one time, group time. We had groups for the fundamentals, so people could just focus on learning about basically the fundamentals. Same for recruiting, social media, products, life insurance. So we had all of this like this. And this is what we did for, again, a period of time. But then we just kind of let off the pedal for a little bit, because just same people were showing up. SDP, the same time people were showing up, no new guests. And at some point, I'm like, guys, we need to take a little break, because this is not just a social gathering. You guys are already fully licensed, and I love hanging out, but we gotta go and get some more people. Mistake on my part. We should have continued, and I should have adjusted and done something different, but that's that. So last but not least, this is what I'm doing now as part of my orientation. The idea is that I remember doing opportunity meetings or joining opportunity meetings that were 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And man, it felt like I was either going to church or it was just very, very long. I wanted to do something that was short meaning, yeah, max at the most 25 minutes and you're out. So I have consistently been doing this orientation. I mean, this info session. I've been clocking it at about 20 minutes, 22 minutes. That's it. And this is what I do, which is just super simple. Just talking about how people struggle, the problem with money, the problem with debt, the problem with investments, the problem with job, the problem with income, the problem with protection, the why people fail, why financial services, why flexible schedule, why this industry is good, why the company, who we partner with, example of a product, how we make money, and then investment of time. And then by this point, either you have enough that you're intrigued or not. So what is it what do you want? If you want to do it by yourself, it's going to suck because you have no support and it's going to be expensive. We can do it together. And bottom line is, everybody you talk to, if you help them and you got paid, what do you got to lose? That's it. So it's super fast. That's what I've been doing. So as far as process, what I started doing is, some of the people in my hierarchy were having great success in having these short info sessions. So I allocated 12 Central every day, Monday through Friday, for a 20-minute info session. And I would just have everybody, it doesn't matter, just invite them. And whether it was one person, 2 people, 10 people, it didn't matter. Just daily, 20 minutes, and it's done, to kind of put them into a group setting to join the business. And if they were interested, we would just fire it off my IBA link, for those that aren't actually serious. And then we get together in a group setting. So far, that's what I'm doing. And the idea was, like, the last few IBAs, the ones that I mentioned, last 2 months, and the 2 that are coming, have come from this. And the goal is to go from info session and give them a business launch party. Basically invite people to let them know what they're going to be doing, so they can support and refer him or her. Basically the same thing. Info session with all his people, asking for referrals for Charlie. Some of them are going to be interested in joining. Some of them are going to be interested in the services, and the idea, which is the second part, is to do that. And last but not least, The whole thing that Ron is building with the internship program, I just haven't had the time, but I think that that's valuable as well.
So he's doing an internship type. Um,
Yep.
okay.
So the whole Primerica's internship program is you recruit somebody, you get them licensed, they need to experience a few training appointments, and after they kind of clear those steps, you can apply for an internship program. And then you begin the conversation with their internship advisor in the college so they can get credit for the work they're doing with you. And yeah, there you go. I'll call watermelon in a second. Let me just finish with Charlie and I'll be right there. Okay? Okay, I'll hurry up. My boss. Uh, so yes, so they are actually targeting college students in particular that are interested in finance to attract them to a FAST program, which is a financial advisor development program. And the idea is don't wait until you graduate to get licensed. Get licensed, get experience, build a book of business, build your brokerage, and get credit for college to do so. By the end, you're gonna be either more marketable or you're gonna have a home to continue running your business. So that's the plan with that internship program, and it's what I actually saw these two kids on that we're kind of working on getting them. Haven't been as active in assisting and developing, but I know that they're kicking off today. Is their July kickoff event? Is they're doing it in 90-day cycles, but every month they're starting a new cycle. And this is officially, I think, their first or second. So all in all, that's not a lot of process in place, a lot of structured uh, things, but not properly put together one after the other.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you doing at the moment?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's I need more action on my end, but the so I have a couple of pieces that are like the info session. I love it. It's simple, it's short, doesn't take a lot of time. I think it's impactful enough that I can create some traction. But then it falls through the cracks when somebody comes in because there's no what's next. So what's next? The next piece is what's missing.
We could probably create a workflow,
Yep.
and I'm not kidding either, because,
Yep.
and I'm thinking that you could. Now we have something, right? They could,
Yep.
Jorge comes on board. He's, a prospect, and then we have a workflow until he's a rep, and then a workflow after that. Maybe even be able to link to different videos or whatever.
Yep.
Just thinking.
Yep. Yeah, that's a piece that well the manual form that I shared with you is like, well, instead of doing a top 25 lists, because that was always I always saw the value because I did it, but it's a little uncomfortable for hey, I barely know Charlie. I know I met him yesterday, and now you want me to drop 50 names on a piece of paper.
Right.
But now selling the CRM, the campaigns that you can start marketing to your market for referrals and introduce them to, it's a lot less threatening to send that RMC campaign to acquaintances when you're just getting started. That's an easier sell for most people to say, all right, well, we need to get you to 1,000 names list, and we're going to be able to get you referrals from the first 25 to 50 people that we get there. So let's let them know that that this is what you're doing now.
Right.
So that the RMC campaign is the easiest way to get them to put people into their CRM, in my opinion. So I
Okay.
think, yeah, part of the workflow process that that you're thinking about, I think that that's right. We should, part of the onboarding should be, all right, let me show you how the CRM works. Let's put 50 people in there, and your first task is to let them know that this is what you're doing. So you're gonna send them the first week this is what I'm doing, and then the next week you're gonna invite them to an overview, to a webinar.
Yeah. And even sending out their website, their Primerica approved website,
Mm-hmm.
and all
Yep.
that type of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Well, that's a lot.
It is, but I'm hoping that now with my roommate, I gotta go and find out a little bit of her process, and
she's not
I know that I'm
recruiting.
gonna.
She's not recruiting either.
No, she's not, but she's great with investments, and
Yes.
I think that I can get a little bit. I can help on the technical side, and I think that if we recruit to the investment side, we can sell insurance along the way all day long. But it's an easier sell to get recruited into become an investment advisor than to get recruited into being a life insurance agent.
Right. Yeah. One of the things that I'm developing more is the encore career, and my demographic. I think that's really good, but you could use it for anybody, really.
Yeah. In to your point, I do have a friend that is about 10 years away from retirement age, and she already sees that she's gonna be old and expensive in her current job, and she wants the next decade to build a book of business that will replace her income passively and have something to fall back on in an exit ramp if needed before she's expected to.
Exactly.
Uh, so yeah, I can see definitely the value in that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, sir. I know that your boss is looking over your shoulder, and
But let's workshop something because I like the idea of having a new rep orientation workflow where we have clear defined homework for them that we can assign to them. That would be nice.
yeah, but
Uh,
and I don't think we can share it across RVPs. I know we can share it internally, but
yeah, not yet, but we're working on that.
okay.
And if we can come up with some type of global process, then you can copy it and then make it your own and make the adjustments necessary. But I do like the idea of creating something, and then we can. In the meantime, you can create it on your own side. I create it on my own side until we can actually share it with one another.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like Ron does with Wealth Box, and
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
perfect. All right. Thank you so
All right.
much. You enjoy your
Thank
4th of
you.
July, and say hi to your boss for me.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You do as well.
Take care.